What up, 3-Day?
I ain't seen 3-Day. Oh,
yeah, Covey, Ace, City Side, always laughing. You guys are just rolling in now. I just want to say thank you. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining me and my brothers on another episode of that One Piece Talk. It is always very much appreciated. Before we get into the chapter.
Par Vision in here too.
No, we don't shout out Par Vision. What's up, Par? Much love to Par, man. He had a very great episode with Hidden, and it lasted a long time, but you can just feel the vibes between Hidden and Par, and hopefully we get both of them in the studio one day.
Bro, you know he's streaming with Morge today, right?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Nice. Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Nice.
Brown people unite. For sure. Before we get into the chapter, I do want to go through announcements real quick, guys. So, we have officially hit over 800 members within our Discord. If you haven't joined yet, come through. It's one of the only ways you really get to talk to us outside of the show. And you get to talk to people that's like you if you have nobody to talk to. The link is in the description of this video. Very easy to click. To our audio-only listeners, thank you so much. We had an episode break our record for most listens ever, and it was over 1,700 listens. Oh, wow. If you can't catch us live, check our link in the description below this video. And it's on Apple or Spotify or any other audio you want to listen to it. And then TikTok, we hit over 25,000 followers. To everyone who enjoys our content and to all the wild-ass haters, keep enjoying and keep hating. Thank you. Link is in the description of this video to follow us as well there. We do have a Twitter, and we do let out some information regarding the show there. So, like, if there's anything we need to address importantly, follow us there and you'll find it there. So that link is also in the description. Now, if you want to support us, you can do that by spreading our name to your friends and reposting clips of us on social media, which some of you do already, and it's very much appreciated, either good or bad. If you want to have a piece of us, you could buy our merch at our very own website, thatonepiecetalk.com/merch, and receive a limited edition box with it as well. The link for this is in the description of this video. If you love us like we love you, then hit that like button, hit that notification bell for when we post content, and don't forget to share us with everyone you know. Arigato.
Thank you.
Now, I guess we'll get into the chapter, guys.
Are we doing that? Are we doing? Okay, just checking. Just checking.
So, there was some translation differences between Viz and TCB, but TCB kind of nailed it, in my opinion, except on the last part of the chapter, and we'll get into that, and I'll discuss more into it, all right? So, we'll dive right into the cover story. One Piece Chapter 1057 opens up with the continuation of Germa 66 invading Whole Cake Island. Last time we seen them, they were tracked down by Katakuri and Oven, and about to receive blows from both of them. This page, we see Caesar Clown, aka Gangster Gastino, has entered the battle, and he does poison gas. What do you think will happen next cover page? Lawrence.
I think I have it next cover page. Well, so this is the whole thing. I don't think they're going to escape next cover page, but it should be leading up to that, right? It looks like one of them, I'm not going to lie, is taking a straight shot to the face. By Katakuri.
Yeah, somebody got rocked.
Somebody got rocked. It's like, bam. It's looking like probably the oldest one that took that shot. So, like, the thing is, right, I mean, I'm just thinking Caesar in this situation. How do we fully know that Caesar's going to help the Germa? Like, you know?
I don't know why he would help the...
Because wasn't he asking the Big Mom Pirates to help save him? Or he was, like, asking for protection from them?
He was asking for protection from them because he was finessing Big Mom for months or years even.
Years.
Yeah, it was a while.
Okay.
He was like taking her money and buying hoes and having parties and stuff. Not even playing. He said it was like girl ships or whatever, right? Yeah.
Yeah, he was wilding.
So I think this is like, I don't think he's
a wild boy.
So what I'm saying is like, I'm gonna see Caesar pretty much. I'm gonna call it is joining the fight. right here. He might stay in the background, but either way, it's going to be. Thank you. It's going to be Caesar versus. He wants to use them, I guess, as an escape to help. He's going to line with Germa, and I don't think it's going to end right here. Like he just. It's like they're going to have their own battle for a little bit. But if Caesar, he's not really a contender. He should probably be staying in the background, doing what he can as support, because you know he doesn't have the.
Caesar. And Katakuri has made mention of like you need to be focused and alert and present to whatever's happening for like your future sight to work, right? Or just observation in general to work. You have to be focused on that thing or whatever. So like I can see it. This is basically because again, we said it last week. Germa's supposed to escape here. This is their cover story. So if Caesar's part of this, I can see them falling victim to the gas. You need to breathe. Does Katakuri need to breathe?
I mean,
what do you mean?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, but like you get what I mean. Like he can like. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, in Lagia form.
He's not Lagia technically, but like I don't know. All I'm saying is people need to breathe in One Piece. Katakuri and Oven are no exceptions. I don't think they can fall victim to Caesar's gas situation. You know what I mean? So, especially if they're focused on something else. So that's what I think happens.
I just thought of something.
I don't know, because I don't know how else Germa can get away unless Blackbeard or something really does come. You know what I mean?
But I just thought of something. Just real quick. Does Reiju, does she get stronger consuming poison?
Oh yeah, she's a poison.
Because
poison
can she
right? Yeah.
like the Caesar's gas? Can she consume that and actually get a mini power up or something?
Yeah, but would it make her strong enough to deal with Katakuri, bro? Like that's like a large gap in power.
I don't know that much her takes on her abilities and what her capabilities. I don't know, but I don't know if that's gonna play in factor with her.
I have her the second strongest Germa, but what do you think, Larry?
Well, Caesar's using poison gas. He's not using sleeping gas. He's not changing the H2O in the air to take it out of your lungs. Yeah. Like he's not literally suffocating you. He's just using poison gas. If he uses another gas, I could see how they could get caught off guard. But even so, it's like Katakuri could just will himself to like get through that. Like if people are fighting in the show for like days, then I just feel like you can hold your breath for longer than 2-3 minutes.
Couple minutes, right?
Yeah. So,
and scrap.
Yeah. And I know that Katakuri speed blitz Snake Man. So he's fast enough to do any amount of damage that he wishes to, even if he's like impaired a little bit. Like we even saw Luffy fight Magellan, and then Luffy ended up bodying Magellan to a degree in a certain amount of time before he ended up passing out. So it's like if I witness Caesar take out Katakuri and Oven at the same time, and Germa didn't help at all, and they just get away, and nothing happened. Like I've said it before, like on stream, I think that's probably gonna make me take a break from One Piece.
And he's serious.
I'm serious
so funny
because after this chapter, I was like, I don't know how much more I could take. Like I love One Piece, but like I think that the degree of quality has plummeted so far, and I think that that would be a big piece for me, especially because it just screams so much inconsistency regarding like who's strong and like who's supposed to have value over the story and who's supposed to like be a rival. Yeah, we Cape Kid. You know what I'm saying? When Katakuri is clearly out here as an actual rival.
He's not a rival, bro. Luffy has gotten 5 power-ups since he fought this man.
It's funny, but did you notice that like that extra arm he used is rocking someone in the face while he's attacking someone with his trident? So he can attack you multiple times, Katakuri. Look at the arm.
Yes.
Right? The arm is and he's attacking it. So like he could have a bunch of those
Katakuri
attacking in front of you.
Well, this is the thing too. It's like this is what makes it even weirder, right? It's like we go back to what Rayleigh said. Like you have to be challenged adversity wise, right?
Mm-hmm.
He fought Luffy, so I'm gonna think that Katakuri is stronger than the Katakuri that fought Luffy. Even if it's by a little bit, he should still be stronger than that. So it's like if he loses to Caesar and Germa 66 with the help of Oven, who I love Oven. Unforgivable.
It's not a real loss. It's not like he fought them and lost. You know what I mean? We gotta see how it plays out. Because he can win this. He can totally just win this and something else can happen.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't be a real loss, bro. Katakuri not losing to Caesar. It's just stuff happens. Like, I saw Luffy get put by Apu. Like, how many chapters ago was that? Stuff happens, bro. Stuff happens.
Anyway, let's get to our super chat.
Yeah, we got a couple super chats. We got 4.45 pounds from Ben McCombie. It says, "What's good, guys? Big 20 today. Can't think of a better way to see off the night. Hey, Ben spending his 20th with us."
Yeah, shout out to you, man.
Can he drink?
I don't know.
In whatever
England?
Country? I don't know.
I'm not too sure.
But
if you do end up drinking, drink safely.
Yeah, man. All right. We got another $5 super chat from Cost David. It says, "On a break, you guys should quiz Marv on One Piece to see how much he's learned from watching you guys." Oh, man.
That's not a bad idea.
That isn't a bad idea. Just want y'all to know Marv ain't paying attention. You don't know nothing about
Marv's on Tinder, bro. Going off every swipe.
Marv don't know nothing about nothing. But
he ain't even looking, bro.
But thank you, Cost.
Thank you, Dave.
We got a $20 super chat from Straw Hat Nelson. It said, "Had to miss last week. I got engaged, but I'm here this week, back to regular buggy hype."
Congratulations. Yo, you had me in the first half.
Congratulations.
Nah, seriously, Nelson. I love speaking about love, and congratulations. I wish you much success in the future for you and your lady or whoever the person is. And yeah, you can't rep Buggy at your wedding, bro. It's gonna ruin everything, bro. Everything. But congratulations.
Yes, congratulations.
Congratulations.
Awesome.
And we got a $5 super chat from Zaya. I can't say this. Zaya Haki? I can't say it. But it says, "First time watching, usually listening on Spotify. Larry has the worst takes. Usopp is 1,000% getting Conqueror's Haki."
Oh, wow.
It's wild to say that.
Seriously.
But I agree with you.
Nah, how you gonna say Larry has the worst takes and Usopp's gonna get Haki? That's a bad take right there.
Listen.
Again. Chat don't know anything. This is why they cape Sebastian so hard.
Listen, bro. This chapter is why they came for me. But we'll get to that later. We'll get to that later. I think we got one more, right? Yeah.
Who's that one from? Did you mess up?
I might have messed up, y'all.
Can you go back?
Mistakes might have been made.
Marv, can you tell us what that last super chat was? I can't really see it. Go up. Yeah, right there. It says, wanted to do this forever. Buggy gang.
You regret this, right?
And it's from David for $10.
Okay.
Thank you. Yeah,
David, thank you so much for the 10. I don't get these, but yo, we get more buggy
so much
super chats
fucking
than like actual super chats.
I love it, bro. It's amazing. I got it back up.
It's not amazing.
It is amazing.
No, it's not.
It is amazing.
It's pathetic.
It's amazing. and we got another $2 super chat from Straw Hat Nelson. You gotta save for your honeymoon, man. He says cosplay Buggy at the wedding.
Please don't do that.
Do it.
I got to
do that.
I got to mention though. That's awesome though, because reading here this comment, Straw Hat Nelson's wife is a One Piece fan. They start off talking about One Piece, and that's when they get together.
nice.
Oh,
Been together
that
3 years.
actually happened?
Yeah,
man.
that's awesome,
Maybe
bro.
that bunny
Run it
cosplay
together.
might be okay then.
Yeah,
I don't
man.
know. That's
Honeymoon?
kinda wild.
Take the red nose off. You feel me?
Is she a Buggy fan though? Because how y'all both Buggy fans? That's funny.
You don't want her to think you're a clown, bro. Not at that
You
point.
gotta be able to
Not at that
clown
point in
around
your
with
relationship.
your girl, man. That's dope though. Seriously.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah,
that is
Congratulations.
awesome.
Much
Yeah.
love. Much love.
Yeah.
Anything else?
No, that's all the super chats for now.
All right. Bang. So let's get into probably one of the two spiciest. Celestial Donkey, bro. It's going to come in a second, but Celestial Donkey, thank you so much. And just read the hashtag, bro.
Celestial Donkey sent us a $20 super chat, and it says hashtag Buggy Gang. Yes, absolutely
This
love
is so
it.
ridiculous.
I love
It's
it,
funny. I'm just
man.
gonna add this real quick before we jump on. I saw this thing on Instagram. It said these two are Yonkos. And it was back in the beginning. I sent it to you.
you said
Back in the beginning of One Piece, like these two are Yonkos. And it's when Luffy was fighting Buggy.
He's like tickling his feet.
Yeah, he starts chasing after Nami, and Luffy takes off Buggy's shoe, starts tickling his feet, and stuff like that. And then this is how Yonkos fight, like pretty much, you know? Because these two at the beginning of the show here became Yonkos. That's wild.
You want to read that one?
Just makes me sadder. Just makes me sadder.
Oh man,
Thank you, Klaus David.
it was another $10 super chat for Cause David. It says this is for Larry, a Nell gang. I think it's Church of Anel is the correct terminology for a
Yeah.
Nell stand-up.
There will never be another Sunday session. So, sad boy hours. Thank you, everybody, for the super chats. We're going to go to the next one, and then we'll get back to everything else. So, the chapter starts with a song, and the story being explained about the loyal samurai vassals from a humble narrator to the citizens of Wano. Then we cut to Yamato telling Kinemon and Momonosuke that she will not be joining the Straw Hats.
Thank you.
Thank you. Kinemon is confused because he thought she made up her mind earlier, and she responds with that Odin started his adventures by walking the country. She knows so little about the world, just like him, so she'll follow his same path, then eventually make it out to sea. Tell me your thoughts on this revelation, guys, and we'll start with Lionel.
Okay, so, like, you know, some people had it as a big surprise, but I know Bastion mentioned a couple of things, you know. I know Hidden made a video, Morge made a video, you know, so, like, some of us may not be surprised at what happened. Actually, it makes me just think back towards Jinbei again, honestly, because a while back in pre-time skip, I called out Jinbei joined the crew. Sebastian agreed with it, like, wholeheartedly disagreed with it.
I did.
Yeah.
You know, and again, we didn't get Jinbei join the crew.
See the shade I get?
Since like that was again, I called Jinbei pre-time skip, like before we even had.
Hey, it was me and you that called Jim.
Okay, yeah, me and Lawrence called Jinbei pre-time skip, and it was before even like the post-time skip was even considered. Like we didn't know, you know. But I was calling at Marineford, and we didn't get Jinbei joining until Wano, like years and chapters later on. So like, and again, it's mostly about character growth and like, you know, character development for Yamato, because like we all love Yamato, but I don't know how many people are getting tired of Yamato thinking thinking I'm Odin.
Yeah.
Like that needs to change. Like, you know. And hopefully her staying in Wano and her seeing the country and trying to, in a way, following the footsteps of Wano. Trying to follow the footsteps of Odin, figures out like her own, like, you know, will and her own purpose, you know. Because I do think, like, you know, again, it's all about inherited will. It's fine that she inherits Odin's will, but like how same thing how Chopper inherited his master's will, the one that died, but like it has to make it your own, like your own personal will, your own reasons for sailing out to sea, your own reason of going after, like, you know, your dreams, not copying somebody else's. So hopefully that changes for Yamato. I really hope it does, because like we all agree, like we love Yamato, but like the consistency, again, she got no character growth because of this. Like she's the same character we saw introduced, and now people, like, going to Sebastian's words, she might be like one of the worst characters because there's nothing changed for her. And like, you know, and we see Straw Hats, they changed from the moment we meet them to the moment they have certain developments that makes them great. And Yamato has not hit that yet. She's not a great character. So, like, she's awesome, she's strong, but, like, for me to really get that, like, again, I expect Yamato still to join. Like, even if she doesn't join fully right now or even later on, I think she's going to meet up for Straw Hats later on. Like, especially with what's going to happen with Wano and the big war, I think we're going to see Yamato again, definitely. But whether she joins, hopefully, again, I'm still calling it later on. Maybe not now, just like how Jimmy didn't join even at the end of Fisherman Island and Whole Cake. Jimmy still didn't join, but he joined at Wano. So
thank you.
Yamato could still join, just not the moment we thought she possibly could have.
Okay. What about you, Law?
So I'll just say this, like me, I know everyone go back and forth, and too, I was like on the fence a little bit, like it could go either way. But simply put, my whole thing was not that she was so set on joining. I said that if she wanted to join, Luffy would invite her on the crew or have her on the crew. That was my biggest take on that. So like if she wanted to join, like Luffy wouldn't say no to her. So that's what me and Sebastian go into. We go back and forth. That's my biggest argument. That would Luffy say no to her? And he wouldn't. It was right here. Like they talked about it right here. But the main thing is like why you could see why she wouldn't join now, and why it's probably better that she didn't join, is that each Straw Hat as an individual have their own individual personalities, and they're kind of strong in that personality, right? Like I'm not saying they're set in their ways, but they kind of stand out as this person. Yamato, you think about what is her dream, or like what is her personality, what is her individuality? She doesn't really have one, right? It's more like, oh, I'm Odin, oh, I'm on Wano, but that's not really my home. I'm confused. I'm Kaido's son. Like, who are you? You know, like you're saying you're Kaido's son, but you're also saying you're Odin. Kaido and Odin were enemies, so how are you both? So pretty much Kaido's son, and also you're a girl. So it's like you're a woman, but you're saying this. So these are like, you have no individuality. There's a lot where you don't fit here because each Straw Hat has their own individuality. Like to the point where, like, for example, you can see that when they get in situations, they kind of stick to their individuality. And Luffy allows them to do so, or like likes them because that's who he recruited on their crew. Like I remember one time, Frankie felt strongly about something on Dressrosa, and he legit says to Luffy, like he's going to help them out. I don't care what you say, because he felt that strongly about it. And Luffy goes, "Wreak havoc, do your thing," you know. So they have their strong individuality in that. Yamato doesn't have that, where she's kind of all over the place. So in the Straw Hats aspect of their own individuality, I could see where she doesn't fit there. So that's all I'm going to say about that. What do you think?
All right, Seb?
I'm going to try not to be an asshole today. I'm going to try my hardest.
Thank you.
But
Thank you.
I got hit with a lot of slander about my Yamato take, how she wasn't going to join the crew. And it's just good to be vindicated. It is. It's good to sit here on this Monday and get vindication for everything that I've been trying to. I had how many reasons that I listed in Discord and in conversations on this show about how she wasn't gonna be a Straw Hat, why she wouldn't be, why she's not written like the other Straw Hats. Inner conflict, character direction, inherited, like even she inherited a will that's already been accomplished. Like what Straw Hat does that? Like, I'm sorry, man. Like, none of it made sense to me. And she was too damn strong. And
see, that's where I disagree with you.
She was too damn strong. And I will say this, because I am happy that she didn't join. Not just because I was right, because I honestly, truly didn't think she fit on the crew yet. There's things about this that I liked and things about it that I hate. I hate that she went from I'm going to I'm not going off panel. That is Oda needs to do better. I'm sorry. Like, there was a clear conflict that he could have written here that should have been exposed on panel that I thought was a miss, that he didn't do that. The fact that she went from I'm here to here off panel, to me, is a miss. I'm sorry. I know I'm elated that she didn't make it because I was, you know what I mean, trolling purposes, the whole shebang. As a fan of the series, I just don't think this is how you should have done it. I still don't think she should have been on the crew. This is not how he should have done it. It shouldn't have been I'm staying, where we had the conflict or the thought resolution in her mind off panel, because now I have to speculate. Like, is she thinking what I was thinking about exterior forces being too strong and coming to Wano? And like, none of that played out on panel for her. So I don't know if she even got that deep.
Yeah, she even said
she could be doing all this as I don't want to step on Momo's speech where it's disrespectful, where I'm having these thought processes like, yo, everything you said is great, but you actually can't do that. And what happened is proof positive that you can't actually protect Wano without someone like me, where I have to make this sacrifice. But she doesn't want to, like, we could have gotten that. And it would have been a deeper, more heartfelt message of responsibility, of caring about your nation, and all that. And we didn't get any of that. She went from one decision to another, off panel. And maybe it happened in her discussion with Luffy that she brings up in this little thing here. But like, again, I'm glad she didn't come. But Oda didn't handle it the way he should have. Because again, the same way I was saying all the buildup of her saying, I'm coming, was proof positive to me that she wasn't. It still needed resolution.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? Like, it still needed something to stamp, nah, it's not happening. We didn't get that. We bypassed that. So I thought that was a miss. But I don't care that it was a miss, because I'm hyped, because I was right. You know what I mean? This guy over here all mad talking about dropping this series. I hope y'all saw Larry's live reaction. It was so funny, bro. It was so funny. It was so, y'all don't understand. It was one of the funniest things I've seen on TV, bro. I had it on a big screen. I was so happy. Anyway, but in general, I'm happy to sit here vindicated. Taku, on my pie, bro. I want my pie, bro. I don't think I forgot. Alright? Listen, if you let me throw it, it's gonna hurt. That's all I know. If you let me throw that pie, it's gonna hurt, boy. But I'm done. I have more to say, but I don't want to be so held up on this clearly obvious decision that was obvious to some of us. You know what I mean?
I mean, you can keep going.
Shout out to Hidden. Shout out to Par. Shout out to the anti-Yamato on the crew gang. You feel me?
Hey, she still keep coming, bro.
I just want to say,
Yo, but she can come later. I have no problem with her coming later. I said consistently, Yamato as she is now is not a crew member.
Again, I paralleled Yamato and Jinbei when Luffy met Jinbei and Apple Down. It was very similar to how Luffy met Jinbei. Luffy met Yamato. There's similarities and parallels. But again, Jinbei didn't join right away. He didn't. How many chapters did it take? And Yamato's the same way.
And another thing I wanted to point out, and why I like that she could potentially join later, is once she has time to figure out who she is. Because once she's talking about self-identity and everything, absolutely, she needs to figure out who she is. She's still trying to do stuff that Odin did to emulate him, and it's like, find yourself, find Yamato. But the other part of it is, if her dream is ultimately to leave Wano, a big thing about the Straw Hats is they achieve their dreams through journeying with the crew. There's an end point to them accomplishing that dream. With Yamato, if her dream is to go out to sea, she accomplishes that dream the second she gets on the ship. So it's like, it makes sense to me that she would join in a prologue. You know what I mean? Or is it epilogue, whatever the secondary part, like after the things were accomplished, because everybody's dreams would have been accomplished. So I get that too. Ultimately, I just don't like that I have to headcanon deeper reflection for her versus getting it on panel. I still think that's a miss. I will 100% agree with that. And if you were a big Yamato supporter, like joining the crew, I get it. She was dope, I guess, whatever. You know what I mean?
She was okay.
She had her moments. She had moments. She had cool moments. Yeah. And she looks dope. And she's like a woman. Like, I like all that stuff. But you got to think deeper for a straw hat candidate, y'all.
Yeah. The reason I go against the strong point is because
she's too strong.
No, the reason why is like, it's just we also talk about Luffy being this great pirate, and being greater than Roger and everything, right? I think that would play to that strength if Luffy gets loyal. Like, for example, we talk about leading other conquerors, right? Like, that we know of, in a way, fully, Roger only had one, right? Luffy right now has one. Not saying that Luffy is going to make Luffy greater than Roger automatically because if he gets there, but it plays into, like, for example, if you could lead other conquerors, that means, you know, like, right, Roger and Luffy had the ability to gain other people to their side, right? They had that natural neck. People tend to, like, they gather people together. They have the people support them. And if you're able, it will show that his ability is greater than Roger's if he's gaining other conquerors to his side. Because, for example, Rocks anyway got that, but then it wasn't stable. It was like infighting, right? Okay. But like the loyalty aspect where you're able to gain ones where they fully believe in you and support that will play the. Remember, they even said it too about Zoro, right? When they said he's less likely to follow under anybody, right? We saw it even back at Wispy Peak when Crocodile tried recruiting Zoro. Zoro was like, only way I'm joining if you make me the boss. Like, I ain't gonna be under anybody. Yet he aligned himself with Luffy. So it's like that aspect is like, and then what Orge said, he's unlikely to follow others. That speaks volumes for the captain. So you gaining other conquerors, where you're fully leading them, where you have their support, like Larry Leaf had of Roger and Zolo to Luffy, like that loyalty speaks greater volumes to you. That means not just getting like Rocks, you just have them. No, you have them that actually support your captain, support your leadership. That speaks greater. So like, to me, that's like, I just said Yamato's not a good fit for the Straw Hats, but if he did gain conquerors like that loyally, companionship, that proves how great Luffy is. That he's truly one of a kind.
I can acknowledge that, but it's not like Yamato isn't still falling underneath Luffy. She's basically watching over Wano for him, and she's a conqueror. You get what I mean? Like, it's not like Yamato's bumping heads with, like, it's not that of it. It's I know what my responsibility is, and Luffy's still, in her mind, I don't want to say her captain, per se, because that's a little much, because technically he's not. But, like, you get what I mean?
No, I get what you mean.
He's telling, watch over Wano for
You're
me.
not wrong, but it's different when you're on the ship. It's different when you're on the ship, because that's where stuff's going to rise, where you can see things differently. Where we saw with Zolo disagreeing with Luffy in the Usopp thing. Okay. You know? Okay. Like, I'm saying right now, if Zolo did not listen to Luffy, we have, anyway, Ace and Whitebeard.
You mean if Luffy didn't listen to Zoro? And that's
that's what I meant, Because Whitebeard, anyway, didn't listen to Ace. Look what happened. If Luffy didn't listen to Zoro, Zoro's leaving the crew. So, like, now it comes back to how it plays in the fact that as Yamato joined, like, going someone, because conquerors are going to follow, in a way, their own thing as well as what the captain does, but you're going to have the different clashes with the arguments and things.
I lack vision. I can't see a single scenario in which Yamato would feel that strongly about something and they would butt heads with Luffy.
No, because like, we see it.
And I guess that's because I don't have enough of her here, but
we see it with the Straw Hats. Like, for example, the Frankie thing. What if Frankie was like, Luffy said to Frankie, no, I don't want you doing that.
Yeah.
We're here to take care of stuff. We can't butt into other people's business.
But that's not even a conqueror. That's a regular person on the crew.
But that's what I mean. So I'm just saying that it shows like the leader of the value of the captain in that aspect, which we could have got if those things. So that's
we could just get more conquerors that are already Straw Hats. You feel me? We could just do that instead.
Yeah. But it just shows how because Luffy's growing as a leader and be able to control. Because the more people you have in different personalities, is going to affect your leadership and how you handle that, right? And that's what we saw a little bit of in the beginning, pre-time skip. Continuing on that. Would show Luffy's value. Because they keep showing Luffy as a captain. Right? Even Morris came out in a video, like how he's becoming as a leader. Yeah. This plays into if you're able to get other conquerors, because that means, like, not that you're well stronger than them, but that you're that good of a captain, you're that good of a leader to lead this.
Yeah. No, I feel that. Larry, your take?
Why do we spend so much time with her?
Yeah. Fair.
Like, if we really think about it, like, why was so much attention put on her? Why wasn't the same done with Rebecca? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, it's like, we spent so much time with this character and her identity crisis and the transgender talks and the passing of Odin's will and her solitary confinement, it's like, it just spoke volumes to me as to like how much Oda has missed in Wano. And I think it's always going to be heavily debated as to how good Wano is or how bad Wano is. And I think that most people who enjoy One Piece don't think as intricately or meticulously as like manga readers do, or like we do, where we're like scholars to a point, right? It's like we focus on something that's so minuscule within the story to see how it creates a bigger message or emotional impact on us. So when I think of like Yamato joining and her not joining, and I see Sebastian's reaction, I look at Sebastian, I've said this before, Sebastian doesn't really care about the story.
It's not true.
He really
That's
just
not true.
he really just cares about if he's right or wrong. Regardless if the story is terrible or not.
That's not true.
20 years later, Sebastian's gonna be like, yo, you remember when I was right about that? Instead of being like, yo, was that what's best for the story, and is that what makes me enjoy the story the most?
But I agree. But I think that this is best. Well, not in the way that it played out, but I do think her not joining is best for the story.
Listen, what I'm saying too is like, I don't really care what Sebastian thinks or what anybody else thinks, because at the end of the day, I know for sure that like Oda has continuously missed in Wano, but he's also continuously hit in Wano. But he's only hit in Wano because of the reasons that we were supposed to always hit in Wano.
Yeah.
Showing us how unbeatable the Yonko were, showing us how beautiful Wano was, showing us ancient weapon knowledge, showing us the Odin flashback and giving us the Roger details that we've always wanted. These were things in the story that was always going to make Wano great. But when Wano fell short, it was always because Oda fell short. It wasn't because the story fell short. And I think that a lot of people miss that and just take the grandiose picture of everything being exciting and taking it and going like, yo, Wano's damn good. Yo, you seen the episodes? Yo, that animation was crazy, because the anime has always consistently been bad. And it started kind of during Marineford. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you get that continuously mediocre type of anime style, and then you get some actual production where these other animes are doing amazing. Then you're going to be like, yo, One Piece is fire. Mm-hmm. Because One Piece as a story is better than most other animes.
Right.
So when it matches in animation, you're going to think immediately like, damn, yo, this is the best anime out right now. So it's like, I get why Wano is so likable. But I also get, to me, why Wano is not an S tier arc. Well, it's not an A tier arc. For me, because of Yamato not joining, I downgrade it from a B tier to a C tier arc. Mm-hmm. Because realistically, like Sebastian even said, we had so much off paneling happen in this where it felt like Oda was storyboarding. And I think that with this Yamato decision, it was the worst thing he could have done for the arc and to end Wano, because we should have never had to leave it up in our heads as to what made her make that decision. Yeah. Like, why was that so sudden, but we dealt with all the previous stuff that she was going through? It makes no sense. Like, the whole episode in the anime where she's flashing back to what happened with Ace, that whole thing is now trash. Like, there's no reason for her talking to Ace and having this realization about Luffy.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, there's no weight that's being held by Ace now. Like, Ace's whole reintroduction was just fan service. Mm-hmm. So either way we look at it, yes, maybe Yamato joining the crew probably wasn't best for the crew, but that's not up for me to decide. That was up for Oda to convince me that she wasn't made for the crew. Instead, he actually tried to convince me that she was going to join the crew the whole time and gave her every reason as to why, regardless of what her dream was. And I think that when we boil it down to that, Oda just wasn't the GOAT this arc. It's been 4 years and 1 month that we've been on Wano. Mm-hmm. Out of those 4 years, how much were we inclined to think that Yamato was joining?
Well, she showed up in Onigashima, so she was only here for, what was it, a year and some change? A year and a couple months there?
But again, it's like that's part of the Wano arc.
And when did Onigashima start?
So it's like we spent all this time thinking that this woman was a man. And then now this man is a woman. And then
it's like a South Park
episode. It's like, yo, what are we doing, bro?
Yeah.
And I just think that, I'll just, finish it off by just saying it's a miss. It's a hard miss, regardless if she joined or not. I just think that the way it was dealt was just terrible. Yeah. And it should have been handled better.
I can agree with that.
Yeah,
I know
1,000%.
I know we have opposing thought process on whether she should have joined. I can agree that it wasn't handled correctly.
Yeah.
It's saying the same thing because I think I even thought of with the whole thing with Vivi. And granted, I know Vivi's been from the beginning with the Straw Hats, and she just came out and become this important character. But even that, for instance, we already established some people thought Vivi was legit joining. Me almost knew for a fact she's not. But we did get
I was begging that she would.
But we did get Sebastian spoke. We did get clarity and clarification. When she even came to the shore, then she started speaking on the announcement, saying that pretty much her desire to go, but she can't.
You know what it is too.
And that clarified it was emotional. It was we understood like you said, we didn't get any of that from Yamato.
Yeah,
and it just felt rushed. And it felt like we didn't have enough time for her to just sit with the Scabbards and discuss what was happening. It looked like she had a conversation with Luffy that we should have heard, and we didn't hear it, and the decision was just decided out of nowhere. Mm-hmm. And I just think that this fails in comparison. She doesn't when we look at Oden's story, right? Oden himself grew up in Wano freely and walked around. It wasn't a part of his adventure to be in Wano. He just grew up in Wano. His adventures started when he saw that there was a pirate ship and decided to go with Whitebeard. That's when his adventure started.
No, the adventure of the flashback starts when he gets kicked out of the capital and he has to go through and recruit all the Scabbards and all the different that happens.
But
it's glossed over, but it happens.
Hold on, but again, that's just him being the outlaw character of a conqueror that he is. He was just always going to do that regardless. And it's who's out there now that she has to go out and fight and gather together?
Remember I don't know if I showed you the meme. There's a meme of her this is what Oden saw, and it's just wasteland.
Yeah.
It's the funniest.
There's nothing out there for her to discover besides more poverty. Is she just going to be the person to help rebuild Wano?
Hopefully.
And then again, where was that thought process for her the entire series?
Yeah, it wasn't communicated.
It just came out of nowhere.
I get, but
but what I'm also going to say is her adventures needed to start outside of Wano. And that's where her adventures were supposed to go. And that's where I'm saying again, her character has been mishandled the entire time.
But I was thinking of with Yamato, because again, she, to a degree, does she fully understand how bad the country state is in? Because, for instance, again, she's been in Onigashima all her life.
She's been locked on Onigashima for the past 20 years.
For instance, for her to fully, again, she loves Wano and stuff, but you love something that you know nothing about.
Right.
Is that really genuine love? Oden been living there and he traveled, he knows how precious Wano is, but he should love, for instance, the love that Yamato had for Wano is what Oden should have had. But Oden kind of left that and said, nah, I'm going to go out to sea. Well, Yamato is kind of reverse. Yamato has this love for a country that I don't even know, but my desire is to go out to sea. But she chooses, no, I'm not going to go out to sea. So I'm thinking.
I respect the decision. I
think she's supposed, again, I still believe, wholeheartedly, I do believe that she's going to leave Wano. But I think, more you start thinking about it, she was meant to stay and figure out what Wano truly needs. Because Yamato, again, he's only 8 years old. He's Oden said, when you get to a certain point, 20 years, because going to Oden, Wano's borders are supposed to be opened. And he and Momonosuke pretty much went against her father's will at this point. He legit did that. 20 years supposed to happen. So I think Yamato might do something.
It doesn't even matter. Because at the end of the day, she never had one thought process out of all the chapters. She's been thinking the same thing. Just one panel, she just goes, "Nah, I'm staying."
That's true.
I don't care about that stuff anymore. There's no build up to that. There's no real reasoning as to why she logically thought that. She just decided it on a whim. It feels very much like Carrot. Carrot just becoming king of Mokumo Dukedom. it feels the same way. There's just no reason to. It just happened. And you just get, and then people are always gonna. This is the thing about people too, right? It's so sheep-minded that if something happens, it has to be justified in some rational way, instead of people just going, "This is trash," because at the end of the day, that's what it is. Like that's a trash decision by Neko and Inu about Carrot, and this is a trash decision about Oda with Yamato. Regardless if she was okay for the crew or not, this is he built this path to say like, yo, this is what's actually happening with her. Instead of being like, yo, like, you got to understand, this is her psyche. This is what she's thinking currently. This is what her inner conflict was. And like, we didn't feel any inner conflict for her decision to stay in Wano. Her only inner conflict was, am I Odin or not?
Yeah.
Do I have a penis or not? Like, that was the only conflict we saw within her character. So why am I to just think that she's supposed to just be on Wano now and be okay? And now she's just chilling with the Scabbards, which was a dope pick, by the way. But it's like, what am I supposed to think in that moment?
No, those are valid points. Like, honestly, it is. Because, like, again, like, we should have got more from Yamato on certain things. And Oda just, like, yeah, this kid that comes out of nowhere, we fall in love with, is she going or not? But, like, you did, like, again, the people keep on lacking. Yamato lacked a lot. Like, she did.
The big thing for me, too, is, like, what Sebastian said, right? And I know Lawrence disagreed with it, and my bad, I'm talking forever about this, guys. Is she was too strong. She was literally too strong for the crew, and I think that, realistically, Oda probably realized at one point he made a mistake. He made a mistake by making her too strong because it would, honestly, probably mess up the dynamic of the crew, strength-wise. Like, Sanji would be put to the side. He would be fourth strongest on the crew. And the thing is, I know people talk about, like, the Frankie thing. Like, he wants to, you know, do what he wants to do. Like, his own individuality is there. Mm-hmm. And since Yamato has such inner conflict with her individuality, it's not there for her to do something like what Frankie would do or Sanji would do during the Sea Train. Mm-hmm. She did that kind of towards Kaido. She took it upon her own resolve and said, I'm going to hold Kaido back because this is my job until Luffy comes back. She did that. That was something similar.
I mean, that was the thing to do, though. It wasn't so much like against the grain to do that.
But she chose.
And even that was her dealing with her traumatic issues with her father.
Yo, but she was.
You know what I mean?
She was literally telling Kaido that she was doing it for the Straw Hats.
And she gave conflicting messages in that too.
No, but look, Larry's bringing up, for example, who should Yamato's allegiance be towards? It should be towards Kaido, right? That's her father. Right? And that's what I was saying before, like, she just got so impressed. This is what I'm talking about the conflict. She got so impressed by Odin that she legit rebelled against her father for whatever reason. But maybe it's because Kaido's a bad father.
Because he was a terrible person, and she's a good person. I'm willing to acknowledge that at least.
Yeah, actually. But how young she was, though, right? She was influenced very, very early, you know, by Odin for whatever reason. But like you said, like, her stand against the take against Kaido was so strong that it was legit, like... And then it's funny because she rebelled this strong and then felt horrible when her father tried to like take her out. Because Kaido told her, yo, you're rebelling against me like this. This is my great enemy. You're trying to fight me. You keep doing this, I'm going to have to kill you. Then she does it. My father's trying to kill me. It's like, honestly, because like...
It's traumatic, bro.
And I was thinking of like, when you're talking about hitting missing, like, I started thinking of other things that Oda could elaborate on. Because remember when Kaido was like, when they were, like you said, Yamato and Kaido were talking and Yamato had a conflicting moment? Kaido should have said to her pretty much, you have no friends. You're not human. Pretty much the Wano people don't, like, they're not your friends. They don't love you, whatever. They won't accept you. Yeah. Right there could have been a point where she had a conflict, I should stay in Wano.
Oh, like, 1,000%.
Yeah, right there, like, yo, because, like, she decided to stay in Wano, like, he's right. I don't know these people. Like, they don't know me. Why should they even trust me? Like, I come out of nowhere, I'm helping you guys. But you're Kaido's son? How do we not view you as an enemy at this point?
Yeah.
Like, that's what I'm talking about. The hitting misses that Larry's talking about. They were there, and they were obvious as day, but towards the end, but, like, now it's like, you didn't elaborate on it more? There's no...
You're right, and we got to move on. But, like, Larry pointed it out himself. This is potentially Oda just storyboarding for the anime.
Yeah.
And I've always hated that term, but this is the only arc I've ever felt that he was actually doing it.
Yeah.
And it's possible that he was actually doing that with a lot of how much he didn't tackle the Yamato stuff. So we'll see. But
yeah, let's get to the super chats and then we'll do a sponsor.
Yeah. We got another
You'll see.
$2 super chat from Zaya. It says, #Larry has bad takes. Hashtag I think we did.
That's what I said. Wow.
#, Usopp getting Conquerors hockey end of series.
Thank you.
I gotta scroll to catch some of these. We got a $10 super chat from Muppets34. It says, I know you guys are manga only, but are you watching the episodes with Uta in it? It looks like they are setting her up as a villain for the movie. Also, Larry has best takes. Buggy is trash. Luckiest person in One Piece.
That's gonna be Larry's favorite.
I'm gonna be real. I love when we
Thank
get
you,
positive Larry super chats, bro.
Thank you. Nah, bring the hate, bro. Bring the hate so I can see how dumb everybody is. Thank you, Muppet. I appreciate you. Keep going. I think you just skipped.
I know, it just like went.
Give us a second, guys. We're making sure we hit every super chat.
Yeah, see, there we go.
There we go.
All right, yeah, we got a $2 super chat from Mr. Rubio. It says if Yamato joins
Mr.
later.
Rubik's, bro.
Oh snap! I saw the oh.
Thank you,
Mr.
Mr.
Rubik's. It says if Yamato joins later, does she before Final War?
I would say she joins the Final War.
I think she will definitely take part in the Final War, but I think she would join after it because then the whole conflict will be done, and now nobody needs to protect Wano. Pluton is probably out already. Like all the stuff that's Wano centric that needs to still be tackled on will be handled.
Everybody will come into play.
Yeah,
for sure.
Thank you, Rubik's.
Thank you.
We got a membership from David.
Thank you for becoming a Yonko, David. Yeah, hold on. What's his last name? Zamora. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
That's like the highest tier of becoming a member, so thank you.
Welcome, Nakama.
Oh, he's a Yonko. He's not a Nakama.
He's a Yonko, bro. He running things.
I was just saying Nakama.
Oh, yeah, I can see that. No, there's a Nakama tier. Oh, okay.
But thank you so much.
Seer. Thank you,
Seer Aiken. We got a $5 super chat. It says, first time donating, just showing love to the best One Piece podcast. Been listening since the 10th episode, but I was with Seb with Yamato, wasn't joining. You was on a winning team. We survived all the slander.
Thank you for your first time donating, Seer. Really appreciate it.
Oh, man. I gotta like scroll. I'll be y'all.
Yeah, you guys are going off.
Yeah.
Illusion, thank you for becoming a Shichibukai. Yeah. That is the second highest tier of becoming a member. Thank you so much.
Some Shichibukais are cooler than Yonkos, bro. Like Doflamingo and Big Mom. Let me keep going. Let me keep trugging along. Y'all was really chatting in here.
Yeah, they were going off.
Oh, man. What is MX?
Mexican, yeah.
Okay. We got 100 Mexican pesos from Fernando Osuna. It says,
thank you, Fernando.
Yamato is locked for around 20 years. Yamato said, I will travel Wano to find out what my way should be. Odin was always free on the island. It makes sense to me. Stop being Odin, I guess. I support all stop being Odin because low-key Odin was stupid.
Yeah.
I need y'all to know that.
Yeah.
He wasn't stupid.
Bruh, he did some dumb things.
Don't think got any more?
His hair was stupid to me, but yeah.
No, that's it.
Anything else? All right. Guys, we're going to take our halfway point sponsorship break. So, Marv, can you hit that, please? This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. Have you been struggling lately? Maybe you're having trouble sleeping, difficulty with a relationship, or just struggling from low self-esteem. Listen, I've been there. We've been there. If so, then today's BetterHelp wants to help you. BetterHelp offers licensed therapists who are trained to listen and help you. Talk to your therapist in a private, online environment at your own convenience. There is a broad range of expertise in BetterHelp's 20,000 plus therapist network that gives you access to help that may not be available in your area. You just fill out a questionnaire, simple as that, to help assess your specific needs. And then you get matched with a therapist in under 48 hours. Then you schedule a secure video and phone sessions. Plus, you can exchange unlimited messages and everything you share is completely confidential. I happened to sign up at one point regarding my confidence issues. Next thing you know, my confidence issues are not issues anymore. I'm doing pretty well in that area. You can request a new therapist at no additional charge anytime. Join the 2 million plus people who have taken charge of their mental health with an experienced BetterHelp therapist. Special offer goes out to all that One Piece Talk listeners. You get 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/TOPT. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/TOPT. Thanks again to BetterHelp for sponsoring this episode.
You'll be all right with that.
All right, let's get into the next question. Everybody, thank you for the super chats. Seriously, it appreciates us. It literally goes to the show, not even our pockets. Where are we at?
Page 2.
We did the first question. That's like the Yamato thing.
All right. I got it. We got 2 more questions, actually.
Okay.
So, we got 30 minutes, guys, until we take phone calls.
Okay.
So, next, we see Momonosuke is still humiliated by Luffy and crew, never saying their goodbyes to him and the Scabbards. He starts to reminisce on the times between him and Luffy. Momo wants to hit and bite Luffy for this. Then we see Momonosuke burst through the trees yelling at Luffy. Everyone's shocked. He tackles Luffy and starts to sob, telling Luffy not to leave him. He doesn't want to say goodbye. It's all because of him that he survived. He's scared of what's going to come next. Zoro smiles and calls Momonosuke pathetic. Luffy then yells at Usopp to throw him something. This something then falls on Momonosuke and it's Luffy's Jolly Roger. Luffy tells Momo to fly this flag, and if anyone messes with his crew, they're picking a fight with him. As the Straw Hats part, Luffy calls Yamato, Kinemon, and Momonosuke by their real names and tells them if they ever decide to become pirates, he'll come and get them right away. Momonosuke then professes he'll surpass Kozuki Oden. What are your thoughts on this segment of the chapter? And we'll start with Seb.
I actually did like this segment of the chapter. Because you be forgetting that like Momo was a kid, man. Like it was cool because he was a kid and he acted like such. Like he's always trying to be older than he is, and he's been aged up and he's trying to be what he's supposed to be. But deep down, dude's 8 years old, man. When I was 8, I was a little punk ass kid. Lawrence used to hate me. It was hilarious. But like, I see that it's good to see that in Momo, and it was funny when they were having the little like insecurity. How could Luffy leave? And like. Yamato is the voice of reason. I think y'all are blowing this out of proportion. I thought that was funny. And like, and just seeing the crew, like Luffy there waiting for him and stuff, and him giving Momo the flag, I thought it was great. Him saying, "You're like a little brother to me."
Yeah.
I thought that was amazing because one, it's a callback to Whitebeard and Odin, right?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, Whitebeard and Odin. And just in general, a lot of, like Larry talked about Ace in this storyline.
Yeah, I thought that.
For him to say, like, this is my little brother. Knowing what happened with him and Ace and his connection with Sabo and stuff, I thought that was great. I thought Momo was deserving of that too. I know on Par and Hidden Stream they were talking about like it should have been a deeper thing. It was a little glossed over that he said it. I think it could have been deeper. They were talking about Saki cups. That would have been cool. Sakazuki cups.
Yeah.
I just don't know if you do that without Sabo. You know what I mean? I personally, I don't know if you do that. But I did like that, and the fact that Luffy gave his flag, man. Like, I was like, yes.
Yeah.
Yonko Luffy. He said, yo, somebody pull up. Let me know. This is my territory. Ain't nobody touching this. I love that. So, I really did enjoy this part of the chapter. I didn't care for the flashbacks, though. I'm a big don't add flashbacks because I reread stuff. Like, I don't need to see it again.
If you add flashback, add whatever pages you did those flashbacks on with new pages.
Something.
So if the chapter's like 19 pages, add 21. I mean, add it to 21.
Yeah. I didn't need to see all the emotional stuff that Momo and Luffy went through. I get why people would, but it's probably because I'd be rereading stuff. So this is all fresh in my mind, bro. I know what happened.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I thought it was dope.
All right. We'll go with Lionel.
Similar things with Sebastian. Like, I didn't care about the flashbacks either. Thought it was pretty funny. We all waiting, like, Luffy became a Yonko. Like, we all knew at the end that Luffy was gonna get Wano as the territory, but it made official, like, confirmation that he gave him his flag. And now we're probably just waiting for a Fisherman Island Luffy to give. I don't know if that's gonna happen, but like waiting for, because remember Luffy said to Big Mom like Fisherman Island's gonna be his territory, and like we're waiting for like we think Zoe too, but I don't know about Zoe, but like That's gonna be 3 territories in Luffy's belt. You know, Death Row is not happening because that's officiated with the world government, so we know. But like, if Luffy gets Zou, because he has the backings of Wano, he has the backings of Zou, obviously, and Fisherman Island, they just need protection. You know, and like Luffy said it, so like confirming like Luffy being a Yonko, and like I was debating if Luffy's weight still holds, like as a Yonko. Like Luffy's strong, but like, being a weight of a Yonko, like being terrified of entering that territory, we get that from Shanks, we get that from Big Mom, we get that from Kaido, we get that from Whitebeard, Blackbeard, I don't know, but like
I'm glad you did that.
like. But like for Luffy though, just like, is it fully there though? Like I was questioning, is it fully there? And I was like, probably kind of feel like
He got Amazon Lily too, bro.
Yo, he does got Amazon. So I don't know. Yo,
He
like,
got 2 islands that know hockey. That's all I'm saying.
so like, yo, honestly, I like the more like I'm liking this wave of Luffy becoming a Yonko and like riding it like, and Luffy's gonna hold up to that mantle. We know it, like, you know. So it was
Shit,
very.
if those Sky Peons come down, bro.
Like honestly, Luffy has a like. If he wanted to, he could come down. Like he has a lot of military forces. He has bigger than Whitebeard. Like 40.
He don't. For Wano, he don't need it. He got Yamato over there. You feel me? She got it.
But no, I thought it was really dope, honestly. And again, I thought the little brother thing. I only got Ace and Luffy. I didn't get the Whitebeard and Odin thing. So that was actually
Nah.
I didn't think of that. I only thought Ace and Luffy, like, because that was clear as day. Because again, Ace viewed Luffy as a, like, you know, not a coward, but a crybaby and weak. You know.
Yeah.
So like, and like Luffy called him the same thing that Ace called him.
That's what made me laugh. Luffy's a hypocrite.
So
So is Zoro. So is Zoro in this chapter, bro.
So like, we're hypothetic and stuff.
Yeah. Bro, like I ain't see your grown man crying in front of me,
I don't know.
bro.
I got Luffy. No weak people on my crew. All right, Luffy, really? I can name like Usopp. I can name like, what are you talking about? I was like, all right, whatever. I'm not gonna get into it.
They should have had a Usopp, like, huh? Like when he said it, you should be like, what happened?
So I was like, I'll let it slide.
Or like he would have sneezed.
Yeah, something.
Yo, seriously, but like, you know, but it was a good. I like this moment though. I did appreciate it though.
All right, Law.
Yeah. So I liked it too, like pretty much because it called to mind. Many people remembered it, but called back to like how long Luffy and Momo were together.
Bro, it's been like 10 years.
Like, because I liked it too, because like for example, like Lana brought out, and also to answer your question. Dang it, I had to answer to your question. Oh yeah, there's your question about Luffy's weight, real quick. The way the world views Luffy, they're scared of him. The way some of the Marines view him, maybe not so much. You know, but the world is like, remember at Dressrosa? When he just said, I'm Straw Hat Luffy, like, and then they hit him, like Frankie hits him, Lucy. He almost gave me a heart attack.
Yeah.
I thought Luffy was here. Like, straight away. So, like, now it's like he took down a Yonko. It's like, people like this, remember even on Shanks' crew, they said, he knows that supposedly Luffy's some monstrous ape type creature. Like, you know? So, like, the lore around Luffy is growing like crazy. Like, this, remember even with Kid? Dude, I heard that. I heard that he was one crazy dude.
Wait till they find out he ate a god fruit.
Yeah, exactly. So the lore around Luffy, like some of the Marines may not have it, like the Admirals may not respect it because they probably view him. This dude's a kid, like, you know. But everyone else, they kind of have this fear of Luffy. You know, you have some, like, always you're gonna have some brave pirates, like we saw Luffy, Kid, Law, and them that will still take on the ones that were supposed to be scary like that. That's always the case. You know, the young pirates coming up. Right, but back to Momo and Luffy, I liked it because it showed the flashback. What this reminded me of too, like why he was hiding it. I understand it, why like you guys have it, but it was showing that how much Luffy's influenced Momo. Yeah. Like in a way, shaped him to be, because Momo, like before, Momo wasn't the one to be like, I'm Kazuki Odin's son, and I'm gonna be Shogun of Wano. That's all Luffy's influence. So it's like he's like how Luffy always says all the time since a young kid, I'm gonna be the Pirate King. Momo wasn't that one. He was the coward. He was like. That's why Kaido had no respect for him in the beginning. He was just like, "You're Odin's son, like you, like this is horrible." Like even though he said your father was worthless, but the more like he was kind of getting at Momo for it. Like, say something. I'm disrespecting your father, right? And now it's like because later on Kaido grew to such respect to Odin. Like Odin earned Kaido's respect, and now he's seeing the offspring. Like, am I going to see you later on? And Kaido's like. You're no danger to me. Like, I could let you live right now. Like, you're not your father. You know? So, like, that influence that going here, that what influence that Luffy was building in Momo. Like no, like because you already know Luffy doesn't help people fight for them people if they're not willing to fight for themselves. Like so, Luffy's influence made Momo in a way his will or dissolve or determination stronger because Luffy's like, yo, stop being a coward, stand up and fight. Like that's what it's showing that flashback. So like Momo's reflecting on that, like yo, he appreciated that because without this he wouldn't have been able to do it without Luffy. You know, thank you. So like without Luffy's not only Luffy's help, but like he wouldn't have built up the courage, the determination to keep fighting, and so like Luffy's done so much for him, like shaping the way he is and the attitude, like and being strong, like what strength is. Yeah. You know, like him to fight even when you're not scared. Like he got him to bite Kaido, his biggest fear, right? The monster, the organization target of the dragon. Luffy got like, now you just bit Kaido, the monster you're fearing. Is there anything else scary? Like, you know, so Luffy's influence like helped Momo a lot. So like now this breakdown that we have of Momo is like we see how impactful it was for Momo. It's like the man I'm going to become is literally because of Luffy. Is anyway not necessarily Odin, it's Luffy. Yeah. Luffy's the way the way Momo was going to be. I want to surpass my father now. I don't think that was in him before. No, this is all because of Luffy. So we showed that Luffy's strong influence shaped Momo. Even though he's still young, but he's a grown man's body, to how to be a leader and everything, you know. So that was like showing. That's why I think he felt so slighted. Like all this here, our connection, they bonded. We're speaking through telepathy, you know, through voices. We're speaking through voices. Like this, and you just go dip out without even saying that. I thought we was like family. We were supposed to be brothers, you know. So I like it too, because like I like also Luffy's always been the younger brother, and he took on a little brother, you know. So it was just dope. I like that. Man, what do you think, Larry? I said a lot.
No, it's all right. I'll be saying a lot. I skipped the whole flashback.
I remember live. I saw him on Larry's live. He was like, "Yeah, bro, I don't need to see that." But he was in his feels.
I completely skipped all flashbacks that happened, so I didn't even read it.
Not even on a reread with the official.
Nah, because I didn't reread the official.
Oh, okay.
I hated this chapter. So I just passed the flashbacks, and I think the one thing I have to say is I noticed that Luffy was using the correct names for Kinemon, Yamato, and Momonosuke. Usually before that, he doesn't do that. He just creates names for them. Yeah. So that was a good touch, and I love the handing of the Jolly Roger. Yeah, I think that. Again, that's something I thought that we were always supposed to get in Wano. Mm-hmm. I just didn't know if it would happen or not, but if it did happen, I was going to be like, that is a blessing. I would have liked to see him do that with Fishman Island, other islands, so I'm glad that it happened here.
Mm-hmm. There's one thing I wanted to add with Jolly Roger. The panel with them, like the group picture, I thought they could have did the Jolly Roger like above them. Yeah. And that would have been like...
You think that's another miss?
I guess maybe it's too big.
Do you think we should have seen where they put the flag? Like we should have seen the flag on from a distance.
In the final curtain, it should have just been at the top. Yeah. You know what I mean? But you can put it on Mount Fuji too, I guess. But like
those are things we can't really knock over because they're just like things that we would think that would make it better, and you can do that with anything. So I don't think that's a knock on Oda. But that's all I really got to say about that. I think you pretty much hit it on the nail on the head. We got super chats. Yeah. Also, everybody, if you're in chat, can you please like the video? I think we're at 40 likes, and we got like 100 people in the chat. Like,
hit the
like button up, baby.
Show some love.
Show some love. Let's get our super chats.
Yeah, we got a $5 super chat from Sir Aiken. It's Seer Aiken. I can never say his name. It says,
can you read?
I can't, bro. I can't.
And he reads better than me, so.
I got this friend into One Piece.
Struggling, bro.
Yeah, it says, I got this friend into One Piece, and now he's caught up. But me and him got into an hour-long argument about whether Yamato was joining or not. Should have bet money. Sounds like you was on the winning team. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, should have bet that money, bro.
Thank you so much. And also, get your friend in our Discord if y'all having discussions like that.
For sure. We got a $10 super chat from Illusion.
Thank you so much.
You. It says, first time donating, found your boys on TikTok a couple months ago. Love the Seb hot takes. They not hot, bro. And Larry and the Larry slander. Keep doing what y'all doing. #1 One Piece podcast.
Thank you.
I appreciate that so much. Thank you, because you didn't slander me. You slandered Seb. And that's
said it was hot takes.
And listen. Usually that's the correct thing to do.
I just love that you came from TikTok, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you
real.
so much. We do put a couple. I haven't been active on TikTok, but
Aiken said he's gonna invite his friend.
yeah, he's gonna invite him.
Do
All
it,
right.
man.
Yeah.
Discord be
Nice.
crazy.
Hey.
Yeah. So everybody, thank you for liking up the video. We went up 20 likes. Thank you.
Thank you.
If you're still not liking the video, we got beef. Just know that. You got weak hockey.
It takes nothing to drop a like, y'all.
Yeah. Anyway, that's it, right?
That's all we got.
All right. Next question. This is probably going to be the most controversial topic of the chapter besides Yamato. To bring this to a close, we reach probably the most controversial part of this chapter yet. The humbled narrator is further explaining the story of Orochi and Kaido's downfall to the Scabbards. He just, not to the Scabbards, but to the citizens of Wano about the Scabbards. He says, just like black coal, the final head of Kurozumi Orochi burned to a crisp. But before he died, he told Hiyori that the wrath of the Kurozumi clan will curse this country unto its last generation. Then Hiyori, waving her fan violently with the Kozuki seal, responds, Kurozumi was born to burn. What did you guys think about this, about Oda's wordplay, and what message did this send? And we'll start with Seb.
Okay, yeah, and this is something I was talking to Hidden and Parin in their chat, their stream. I didn't take it to mean genocide on the Kurozumi. At least that's my interpretation. I didn't think that's how she was feeling. I know I joked about it with the Tupac and stuff in the Discord, but I don't think she meant it that deeply because, like I think BDA pointed out in his. Orochi was Shogun for 20 plus years.
Yeah.
Smashing women here. He probably got kids out there. There's probably Korozumis running around. Tama low-key could be one of them. I don't know if she got purple hair. But in general, I don't think it was a genocidal Hiyori's
Thank you,
Hitler
Celestial.
thing that's like a meme now, like she's racist. I think I'm joking with it. But to me, I thought she was speaking specifically of Orochi and not the clan as a whole.
Yeah.
But that's how I viewed it. I didn't think it was anything more, direct on the people, like on the clan itself, than that. Also, this just reminded me of Kanjuro, bro. That's still my guy. I know I'm the only person who's a Kanjuro fan in like the world, but shout out to Kanjuro. Only Kurozumi who was worth it.
Law?
So I'm just gonna on this part with what would you guys think about, like, for example, right? We see the whole what Odin would say. So obviously it's anyway a playback to what Odin say. The Kazumi were born to boil, right? So she's turning it around, right?
No, Odin was born.
Odin was born.
Odin was okay.
It's
Yeah,
still
she's turning it around. Yeah, wordplay on that, turning it around. But remember, because Orochi said the wrath of the Kazuki clan, right? Kazumi clan, I'm sorry, will curse this country into the last generation. So again, I don't think it's a genocide. It's more like she's talking to all the ones that, if they do come with hostility, trying to fight, trying to curse the clan, coming as enemies. She's saying if you come as enemies in a way, this was going to happen. You're burned to like play off their name, burn to burn. Like, we're gonna come with fire back. We're gonna fight. They're gonna protect Wano. So to me, I don't think she's gonna start hunting down every single clan of Orochi and start killing them. No.
When we ride on it.
Yeah. It's more like, for example, it's playing on the words with like, well, kind of like remembering her father, because they literally showed her father in the picture. Yeah. So it's a play on her paying back that to like staying strong like her father, and her father's dying moments. That's what her father did, right? So in Orochi's dying moments and her surviving moments, she just flipped the switch, saying that using their name as in like, you come at us with this, we will anyway. I'm not saying set you on fire, but like anyway, that's what she's like coming with that. So that's what I got to say about that. Mm-hmm. Really, so I don't really think it's like people. I think people are just taking it too crazy. It's just more like she's just, because also too, she cried when she's saying it. So it wasn't like, because remember her father. So it wasn't like towards hostility. It was more like, I'm defending. I'm not here to like fight and like I'm here like, because she said it. She broke up brave in the beginning. Then the last panel, she said it crying, reminiscing about her father. So she just flipped it back because finally she's realizing this is over. You're done. It's finally I don't have to worry about you. So,
Wano?
I mean, I understand why you think that because, like, the Kuzumi, like, in the beginning, how they were treated in the beginning. Like, they were considered cursed already. They were considered all that. Like, because one of the families trying to protect the shogun, and they became, like, this terrible clan. And, like Lauren said, like, even though she viewed her father, Oden, that's his name, and his name for boring. While Kazumi, that's the whole family's last name. Like, if he said Orochi was born to burn, that's different because that's his physical name.
But it wouldn't have been a play on words.
I know, but you get me. But like, for instance, Kuzuki, Oden doesn't say Kuzuki was born to boil. He says Oden because that's his first name. He's not tying to his whole lineage or whole family.
Yeah.
While, like, you know, Oden's daughter, I honestly forgot her name for a second. Oden's daughter put it to the whole Orochi's family line. Like, she didn't say Orochi was burning. She said her whole family, your whole lineage. So, like, that's why I could kind of see it's more, like, because she's not attacking Orochi in a way you can think of. She's attacking Orochi and his whole entire heritage and family. Like, that's why I could kind of see it could be a controversy. Plus, you know, again, Orochis were already considered cursed. So, like, I could kind of see why it could get a lot of, like, you know, like, bad takes on it. I could see that, but we also got to think, Orochi's the one who made her go through all this through 20 years and treated her like this. So, like, it wasn't out of hatred for the family. It was mostly, and we don't know how much she knows about the Kazumi family like that. She just know her hatred, the person that killed her father, killed her mother, and put her through all this was Orochi. Like, that's her target. It wasn't the whole family. It was Orochi himself. Yeah. So, like, that's where, and again, she thought of her father. So, I understand it completely, again, because they already got a bad rap, but, like, she wasn't, I don't think she was facing the whole Orochi family. She was just targeting the person who made her life miserable. So that's all I thought about it.
All right. So for me, I didn't really think much of it until, like, it started popping up on timelines and they started discussing it a little bit, and I sat back and I reviewed it and I was like, wow, okay. So the difference with both translations is that TCB says it as in many, but Viz translations says it as one person. So Kurozumi in Japanese just means black charcoal. All right? That's what that means, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And when Hiyori was speaking in the Viz translations, she says Kurozumi was born to burn. And I think that what you just spoke on was excellent. It's that it's good wordplay, but it's a bad taste about it. Because why? When Oden said he was born to boil, it was his actual name, not in reference to the Kozuki clan, whereas Kurozumi means the entire clan, but not Orochi, which she should have said to equal out what just happened was Orochi was born to burn. Yeah. And instead she said Kurozumi. Now, this is where it gets a little complicated. The Kurozumis weren't a clan that was cursed. It was just that one of, I think Orochi's grandfather tried to betray the shogun and kill him. In turn, the Kozuki clan and the country of Wano decided to hunt down the Kurozumis and kill them and torture them and basically get rid of their bloodline. Like, it was the Uchiha massacre over something that the entire clan didn't approve of. It was just this one person in power. So it's like, when you think about it, and Hiyori says such things as that, it doesn't sound right.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
And that's where the conflict comes from. And for me, it's like, who's the bad guy in Wano?
Orochi.
No. Who's the actual? Is it the Kurozumi clan or is it the Kozuki clan? Because I can literally just say the Kozuki clan terrorized, and the people of Wano terrorized the Kurozumi so much that they birthed Orochi to be who he is, which in turn he didn't give about anybody. He didn't even care. He didn't even care about the Kurozumi.
And I'll say this: the fact that we didn't get like a real resolution to that is another miss on Oda's part.
Exactly, which I was gonna get to. Because
that happened, bro. We didn't get no.
The theories might be correct that Tama is actual Kurozumi, because in chapter 1051 we get to see the names of her parents, and it says Kurozumi on the tombstones. And within that chapter, like a couple panels before that panel where we see her kneeling down praying, it said that there were people that died in a factory that were taken to the factory to work as like slaves under Orochi's rule. So she's not necessarily like part of like his actual, you know, family, but she's probably like within the family of the Kurozumis. So he didn't care for anything. He was just like, yo, I'm going to do whatever I please, however I please, because everybody in Wano is the same to me. He didn't think anybody else survived besides him and Kanjuro, who was a Kurozumi. So, again, like Sebastian said, there's misses in Wano, bro. There's misses everywhere. And I think that when we really look at Wano, what would have made Wano better is giving us that Attack on Titan feeling, where we don't know who the actual good people are. It's everybody's bad people. And it's sort of set up that the Kazukis are like the best family to rule over Wano, where they did these evil ass deeds beforehand to a clan to get where they are.
And they be abandoning the country too.
And it's like,
so in case y'all forgot about that one.
And it's like, I get the wordplay, but the wordplay fell short, bro. And again, it just goes back to
Shimotsuki Shiru.
That's a good point, because thinking about it, in a way, with her wording that, because I didn't think about it that way. Is this building hatred towards that clan now?
Could.
And
the other part of this is a play that they're gonna reintroduce over and over. They can build propaganda, bro.
And also, everyone say it with me. So then now you're building up that idea, that feeling, that thought of like the cause of it. Because also too, like for example, you could even read it this way, or maybe going too deep into it. Since she worded it that way, in a way, she kind of took it away from Orochi and put it on the clan. The Kazumi clan did this. So Orochi didn't do it alone. No, it was the clan.
Put it this way: how many people named their baby Hitler?
Yeah.
Right? Nobody. Why? Because there's such negative
connotation to it.
Again, that's why. So it's like, yo, when you speak that way, you gotta. I think saying Orochi would have been better, but the fact is, Oda wanted to say, since Kurozumi means black charcoal, the black charcoal was born to burn.
You know what's wild? All you had to do was say Orochi Kurozumi was born to burn. And we got both inflictions, and we'd have been good. It'd have been clearly Orochi. Yeah. But because even Odin was singing singularly, I was born to boil, and there was a whole. Yeah. But I sit in a pot while I hold. Like there was a whole metaphor there. With this. I don't know.
Yeah, because honestly, when you brought up the whole Kurozuki thing, you know what it made me think of it? A miniature world government again. Like, something similar. Like how pretty much how they pick themselves as this, but they doing terrible, corrupt things.
So what you're saying is that they basically what happened is they'll make people out to be devils.
Yeah. Yes.
And the government has done that.
Yeah, multiple times.
Okay, so, and this is where it comes into play too, right? This is where we talk about so many misses in Wano. This is a miss of message in Wano. And a lot of people were saying the exact same thing you just said, where we never got a resolution as to, like, what's so different about Wano from, like, the world government or anybody else that topples another and then takes over and then demonizes something else that's a threat to them. And it's like, this is like, they were saying it's very similar to Naruto. It's like a cycle of hatred. Yeah. It's like the cyclical nature of hatred.
Oh man, you think pain coming to Wano?
And it's like, you can, like, what's to say that another Kurozumi isn't gonna strike up, or another rebellion is not gonna strike up, when we've seen this on so many other islands?
Yeah.
Well, I would say the small pushback I have on that, Momo won't, I don't think he'll allow that to happen.
And I also thought,
you know what I mean? Like, in that way, for them to be persecuted in that way. I don't think Momo would ever let that happen.
And Yamato will be the only ones that probably could clean up and clear Wano from that. And that's the, like, again, that's if. Like, again, that's if, you know, how Oda put it. Because, again, we don't know if Yamato even, like, Yamato is understanding that fact. And it was going to, again, that's a hit and miss, like, clarifying certain things in Wano. Like, those are only two hopes for Wano. Is Yamato in his ignorance, because he's still 8, but he's kind of like, in a way, a pure heart towards a degree. And Yamato's legit born ignorance, as in, I don't know anything about because she doesn't know about the
she probably do.
Maybe from Oden's journal.
Kaido's chilled with Orochi enough times, bro.
Yeah, but I don't think she doesn't know the history with them. Like, you know, the only way she could get it, because she read Oden's journal multiple times. And that's if, like, Oden put that in his journal and clarified certain things.
I'm not sure if he did, but
I don't know.
His journal seemed to be more stuff I experienced outside of Wano.
Yeah. It makes me wish that we had more backstory with Zuki, to be honest, my bad. with Toki, because I would have liked to hear Toki be like, "Yo, Kurozumi are like the clan, and the Kozuki are like the bad clan."
In the past, right? Like whatever that
and like
was.
it would further tell us more about like how this cycle just keeps going around and round, because that's what the dawn is, right? Like when the sun rises, the moon goes away, but then the moon comes back and then the sun goes away. So there's always going to be a repeat of history.
Yeah.
Like maybe that was like something that happened in Toki's time, and that's why she tried to escape.
Maybe.
And then she found out that the Kurozumi were actually the bad people during this period, and that the the Kozuki needed to be the good people this time around. It would just make it seem more like fluent.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Honestly, and
It's just so much, man. In Wano, that could have been good.
You
man.
bringing it up reminded me of like 3 other things, but we don't have much time.
Yeah.
We gotta get the calls and we gotta get the
Did we finish
super chats.
all the questions?
Yeah, the chapter wasn't as jam packed.
Yeah, because we didn't touch about the
I-
Luffy.
listen, bro.
We didn't talk about the Luffy and them leaving.
Yeah, them
right?
leaving and then
Them-
and then them.
It wasn't too
Bro,
crazy.
what is that important?
It's not that crazy.
Yeah.
Let's get to these super chats before we take calls.
Yeah.
We got a $10 super chat from Celestial Donkey. It says, "Larry, so you don't forget #Buggy Gang." Love it, yo. I love
Thank
how
you again,
consistent
Celestial.
they are with that, man. Thank you, Celestial. We got a $10 super chat from Drek the Drek.
Thank you, Drake.
It says, "If we get bounties next, then I don't count on seeing Carrot. Bounty reveals feel good celebratory chapters for the current Straw Hats plus worldwide reactions and developments. She distract from that."
Nah, I don't think.
It really
I don't think she would
depends.
be that important to distract from bounties.
It really depends. It really depends on how Oda writes it.
Yeah.
But I can see what you're saying though. Like everybody's getting bounties and like you don't, because like who cares? Like you're not even.
They could.
You know what I mean? Like you're not even on the crew yet. You just got
They
here.
would
you're
most likely
stowing away.
find out Carrot first.
She'd probably
then-
be the one that brings in the bounties. Like, hey guys.
Oh, then it would drop on there. Yeah.
It would drop. Like the seagull would drop it on her head or something.
But are they talking about like
I don't know.
she's the only one that's not getting a bounty? That's it.
I mean, maybe she does. Get a
Because I think
bounty.
that she was with them since Whole Cake. She might have got.
She ain't do much, bro.
I get you, but
Yeah, no
as soon as they wrote about the Straw Hats, and she was there with Whole Cake, and now she's also in Wano, and they got information in Wano. She was doing stuff, she might be with them in the newspaper to a degree, because she's been there since in Whole Cake. Maybe I don't know.
All right. Let's throw up that number bar, Marv, and let's
This
get these
episode
calls.
is sponsored by BetterHelp.
Marv said, "Let's go to sponsor real quick."
These calls are brought to you by We actually got another super chat from James Hudson. It says, "Just glad to see the Yamato is joining people are wrong. I've been calling it for ages." James.
Thank you,
Hold on,
James.
Thank you.
Hey, what's going on? This is Larry from That One Piece Talk. Who are you and how are you?
Hey, it's your boy Nerdtaku.
Hey,
what's up, buddy?
Sup, Nerdtaku? Sup? What it is?
Well, first I had to flex that Conquerors on Aaron Tate one more time, but then I had to come on here and take another L.
Oh, listen, man. You feel me?
Aaron
You
punching the
feel me?
air right now.
How you doing, man?
Oh man, rough after that. I'm gonna be honest, I did not see that coming. As soon as I read it, I'm like, I can't even go on the chat. It was like 2 a.m. in the morning. I'm like, I need to avoid it.
I was trying to sleep and everybody kept pinging me like, "Oh snap, Sebastian was right." On the Discord, it was too funny.
Oh man, it was bad.
Yeah, talk to me,
But
Taco.
I want to say something that I don't know if it will be controversial, because you guys are just talking about how you think that Tama might be Kurozumi. And one thing that I thought, honestly, when everyone was kind of guessing that she was like, what if she also got aged up by Shinobu and then fought with Momo kind of against Orochi? Like, she was on the other side, and then they had like almost probably not an arranged marriage, but they got married just to show the clans uniting to end the cycle of hatred. I just thought that would be like a way better thing that would have happened, that would have made sense, and then people wouldn't have like thought about things like that, like, oh, eventually someone's gonna come from that clan and just like take revenge.
Never thought about Tama
Yeah,
and Momonosuke getting together.
Yeah, me neither. That's interesting.
I mean, they're just
Yeah,
kids.
I thought kids.
I think because they're kids, I never went there with it. But I get what he's saying though.
Yeah.
Like it would have made sense to unify the clans in that way.
Yeah.
Aged up Tama would creep me out.
I don't know. He already sounded like Toby Rama right now, dog.
Listen, man. I mean,
Second Hokage vibes.
Second what?
second Hokage, man.
Second
Toby
Hokage
Rama
was mad.
racist.
He
This
did.
is
He
racist against
spent way too much time with Zoro.
Listen,
Zoro's not
listen.
racist.
I posted. Yako Productions posted on Twitter. It was like he already spends one night with Zoro, and now look what she on, yo. She's cracking up.
Oh man, that's terrible.
Yeah,
I'm telling you.
yeah, crazy.
But I just have I have one question for you guys. Whenever.
Yeah.
So, do you guys believe that the last war, like, how do you think they'll set it up? Because a lot of people have been thinking that it'll kind of mirror Marineford as a retrieval arc for someone. I'm just not sure who yet. I originally thought that maybe Luffy would actually get captured at the end of Wano, and that would lead to that, but it doesn't seem like that's happening. How do you think they're going to set up the last war? Because Oda says it's going to be the biggest thing in manga history, basically.
To me, I think it's the One Piece. I think everybody's gonna go after the One Piece, because I feel like that's the finale, right? Like the reason why we've been on this journey is to find the One Piece. It's not necessarily all the other interesting things. So if we're gonna go for the biggest war, it has to be for the biggest thing, and that's the One Piece. I just don't know how it would all come together.
I was gonna say I don't want it to mirror Marineford because we kind of got that already with Wano.
Right.
I would say it will mirror something that we haven't seen at all, and it'll probably be more like the Ancient War in Void.
Yeah.
I would say I can see again. I can't say it's gonna mirror because we don't know what that war looked like, but since it's gonna be the biggest war, it might have some reference to that, and hopefully Oda starts breaking down more of what happened back then for us to get clarification of how this war is gonna happen. That's the only way I can see it because you already did so many stuff parallel to pre-time skip, and it was great, but now you're trying to say this war is going to be the greatest war, but you're still mirroring something else two things that we saw already. So it has to be something different. And the biggest war in One Piece was the Ancient Void. So
The war for the 20 kings and
Yeah.
stuff. What you got, Lawrence?
So I'm thinking the greatest war, topping that from what he said, right? What Kid said, Killer. I'm sorry. What Killer said is the all-out war for One Piece. So playing that one, but involving the Burn Scar Man. So I think that has somewhat of a shout out to what we saw in the Bullet movie, right? We have a bunch of pirates gathering for this one, but you see how there was all of them just against Bullet, right? And then you had some Marines there fighting each other, Shinchibukai's there, right? So I'm thinking we're gonna get a grand scale war where the major ones, because I remember even Ace said it a while back. I'll meet you at the Pirate Summit,
Yeah.
right? So I don't know what Ace knew because he never really elaborated on it. But anyway, it's supposed to be the top. It could be the top of the pirate world or the top of where the pirates meet at. Either way. So with that in mind, you could combine. Maybe Oda's trying to combine the Bullet movie with all those pirates with anyway a Marineford war. But the world government has to be a part of this. I mean, it's not just. I'm saying not just the Marines. The world government itself should be a part of this because how grand it's supposed to be. So instead of all this fighting one, you're gonna see a lot. I'm gonna say mayhem. You're gonna see people attacking everybody, right?
Yeah.
Legit, and then the strongest crew is going to. I don't know if it's gonna happen at Roadstar or right in front of One Piece. I don't know where Lodestar is, but I think it's gonna be a war resembling that with the. But it's interesting with the Burn Scar Man because how does he factor into where the battle of One Piece, where it all out? So I don't know if he's gonna lead the war or instigate the war, but
Yeah.
So for me, I've always thought that there would be two wars or two battles. There's the one for One Piece that will determine who becomes the Pirate King, and then there's the one for the Dawn where they defeat the world government. So maybe they do get collided, but the way that it's been phrased or focused to me is that they're two different things. Whitebeard said, one day someone's gonna find One Piece, and then they're going to flip the world upside down. You're scared of that moment that somebody finds it. Now that could lead into them actively acting and making sure someone doesn't, and they're all colliding in this one big war, and that's very possible with the timeline that Oda's set up. But to me, it's always been, you have to conclude the pirate adventure journey for One Piece. Yeah. Maybe have the war with Blackbeard, the confrontation with Shanks and his crew, etc. You know what I mean? Figure that piece of it out, and then once you know what the true history is, the world government becomes the focus. So, and that's why I think the revolutionaries are set up to be the people for that part of it, while the pirates are the people for this part of it. But again, with the timeline and some of the things that Oda said recently, I've been wavering a bit on that. But I do think you have to find the One Piece first before this, and I think there should be a war for that, and which is the throne wars and things they're talking about. So to me, it's two separate. I just don't know how you do both right now in 5 years. So unless you really rush some stuff.
Yeah.
So,
real quick, it makes sense that way because too, like I just think back what Roger said, because I always thought it was interesting that they found out the world's history and they got One Piece or whatever, but Roger mentioned that we were too early. Then they do nothing with that information. So it kind of seems like you need the timing right, and I guess Joy Boy to factor in to do something with what you find at One Piece, and that's what the world government's afraid of, because whatever you find there, which you could use that for. Like not being too early at the right time, that's what Bringing the Dawn is, and that's what the world government doesn't want. So it's Luffy. So it's like after that situation and where they find out whatever they could use there to bring the dawn, or it factors into Bringing the Dawn. Like Roger couldn't use it. Yeah. He was too early. He would have used it, but he was too early. So that means whatever Luffy decides to do in that situation is what the government fears.
And Rayleigh said your interpretation could be different than ours.
Yeah.
There's one thing I do want to add to this before we get your take, Taku. Akainu is a more aggressive person than Sengoku or anybody else. So I could see him not sitting on his hands while these things are happening and actively going after One Piece himself and joining that war and creating this crazy battle itself. But again, I just always thought it would be find One Piece, then you take on the government. But what do you think, Taku?
I actually agree with you, Sebastian. One of the few things, but I think that there's going to be a pirate war. But I almost thought that while the war is happening for the pirates, I think that the Marines are going to come in and try and clean house with everybody being weakened, and I think that's when we're going to get introduced to Eam. And I actually thought that, if it's possible, we obviously don't know what the One Piece is. We don't know if it's physical. We don't know if it's like a story. We don't know if it's a song or whatever. But it would make sense if Eam actually stole the One Piece and took it and then made like a God Valley incident. And then the revolutionaries would obviously come to stop the world government. And it would just be almost like a part two to the battle that was already taking place.
That would be interesting.
That would be, because the CP0 were in both territories where the Poneglyphs were. They were both in Wano and they were both in Whole Cake, and they could have took a piece or copied it and probably start figuring out their One Piece itself. So I actually never even thought of that. That seems pretty good.
Yeah, and we don't know if they ever had a chance to get to Zoe to take that poneglyph, but I'd imagine they're pretty easy at slipping in and out of places, and they would probably know where that one is. So they could essentially have almost all the poneglyphs, if not all of them, right now.
I mean, Zoe's hard to get to, but if you're going to go to Zoe and you have the means, now was the time.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them that are their heaviest hitters just not on the island.
Yeah. If the world government was smart, I mean, they probably were doing it. You put tails on the pirates looking out for. So wherever if they're believe the ones that are going to find all this stuff, you put tails on them. So wherever they go, you're just sneaking behind them and just like.
That's how you die.
Huh?
That's how you die, bro. Shanks see you tailing him, you dead, bro. What are you talking about?
You gotta be you gotta be at a high level and very, very skilled in doing it. You gotta be.
Who they got, bro?
I don't know, man.
I mean, I don't know. You're that one guy.
You gotta be stronger, man. That's why you talking about. You gotta the CP0 should be stronger.
But thank you so much, Taku. We gotta take another call, man.
Thank you,
But
Taku.
We appreciate
Yeah,
it.
of course, man.
I expect my pie to
good
be
night.
firm, bro.
Yo, tell me when I come through, and you can find me on live.
What? Lot of cream. Pause.
All right.
Stupid.
Weird. Got weird.
They get a little weird.
Appreciate it, man.
Nothing like that, though.
Thank you so much,
Thank
Taku.
you. Later. See you.
All right, see you later.
Yeah, later. Andy. Have a good night.
Straw Hat Nelson said Karen sneaks on kidship. He also donated a $2 super chat and said 2-hour videos are amazing. Keep up. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, what's going on? This is Larry from That One Piece Talk. Who are you and how are you?
This is Aaron Tate, fellas. What's going on?
Hey, second again, bro. What's up with you?
Losing your touch.
Yeah, I think y'all rigged it, man. I don't know what's going on with y'all. I thought I was your boy, but I see we gotta rethink some things.
What's up, Aaron? How are you, man?
I'm doing good, man. My question today is: are you guys convinced that we're going to Elbaf before the end of the series? And if so, would you be disappointed if we don't, or surprised for that matter?
I don't want to sound negative, but I'm going to sound negative. The way Wano has been set up and the way our expectations were for Wano, and I feel like what our expectations are going to Elbaf, I don't know if we go to Elbaf next. I think we probably visit another island we haven't talked about yet. And it's probably going to involve somehow Sabo and Vivi.
So you do believe we're going to Elbaf before the end of the series?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do too.
It just probably won't be as important as everybody thinks it is.
I think we need it. It's been, and again, Oda be not doing things, not coming through when he needs to sometimes, but I just feel like it's been talked about for so long.
Yeah.
It's been too long. Like, there was a time people thought we weren't ever going to Fishman Island. You get what I mean? Because it was so long ago that they mentioned it and we just didn't go.
Mm-hmm.
So I just feel like you got to go to Elbaf at some point. To me, it should be the culmination of Usopp's major, arc about being a great warrior and I mean, who knows if there's a poneglyph there? I mean, again, I don't think it'll be a crazy long arc. It could be the people theorize the Davy back fight with the red hair pirates. I think that'd be a good way to do it, where you can make it interesting. Maybe Luffy fights a giant. I don't know. But I think we do have to go. If we didn't go, I would be extremely disappointed. Although I don't know how you can write this arc where there's just everybody's a giant. Like, I've always thought of that. Like, he's gonna have to write an arc where every islander they meet is freaking huge.
Yeah.
Like, every single one of them is freaking huge. So I've always thought, like, how's he gonna do that? And because of that, I want to see it. So I'm gonna be mad as hell if we don't go to Elbaf. That's me though.
No, I think so too, because like since Big Mom, like we saw a silhouette of the prince, like the prince of Elbaf, but we didn't see anything about the king. Showing that there is a king of Elbaf and there's a kingdom, And again, we got like little glimpses of it with Big Mom, and that was just a small village outside of Elbaf. We didn't actually get into the kingdom, so like. I don't know, again, and Oda, I mean, Oda does have some things that we get, like, we disagree with, but Oda always, like, everything he mentions, like, he always shows it. Like, he mentioned Fishman Island a long time ago, we get it. He mentioned Wano a long time ago, we went there. So, like, a lot of places that Oda's setting up, he's setting it up, but, like, so far, I don't think Oda has not mentioned one place.
Vera.
What's
There's
that?
a place called Vera that we haven't gone to. Technically, we could be going there next, but
Hey, man, I mean, I don't
he
think
mentioned it. It never got there.
I mean, again, I think we're gonna see these islands. We'll see these islands. Whether they're gonna be like
Emerald City. No.
Because for instance, all we know, Elbaf might be a zoo, like a very quick pit stop, and then we're gone. Like we don't know how big of a major arc Elbaf is. So I think we're gonna see it, but people think it's gonna be big, but we don't know. I don't think it's gonna be that that arc that people think it's like. It's not gonna be a Wano. I don't think it's gonna be like a Fisherman Island or anything like that. But I could be wrong.
Lawrence?
So, my thing is, I think we are gonna get it, but if we don't get it, I don't think I'm gonna be disappointed. Only because I'm thinking,
Usopp hate.
no, it's not that Usopp hate. 'Cause I'm thinking, what's the objective there? Because I think I'm right. This
great
is
question.
for Usopp, because like for example, right? I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of tainted to me that the first giants we saw, I guess they're fighting for hundreds of years, but like I expect them to be stronger. And then later on we see Big Mom smacking one in the face, and then that was over. And then also Luffy in a way gets one on his Grand Fleet.
Yeah.
So it's like they're not gonna really be enemies, are they? And if they are, but again, they've been having, because even Whitebeard, he one-shotted one. They haven't been shown to be that strong. So what are we gonna be doing?
But
here?
again, I get you. But
That's what he said the Cell thing. It could be a smaller.
But even then, like there weren't like again. There's a king and there's generals there. Like they didn't like for instance Big Mom who smacked people give Big Mom give Big Mom praise, but again they were ridiculously old.
She was also ridiculously young.
True, but again, giants. I get you, but giants are already like 100 years older than humans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're like, so they're old, like they have long beards and fragile, pretty much. So they're probably around 200 or 300 or something older.
But the one we saw at Dressrosa.
Which one's this? That dude was young. He was a kid when Big Mom was a kid.
Okay, but how old was he?
Huh? I don't know. But my point is like we don't know who the again we never met the king. We didn't met the king's men of Elbaf, and they could be on a completely different level than the ones that we've seen right now. And for the fact that even it shows that even though Big Mom did that, did she ever knock the Elbafs? No, she wanted them in her family. She thought she would become pirate king
because of the uniqueness.
No, because of their strength and power. They're known for their strength and power.
Yeah, but to me, and they say that to me, it's like saying to me how I view the Vice Admirals. Oh, the Vice Admirals are strong, but then we look at that. Does it really show proof in the pudding that they're strong? No. People kind of handle Vice Admirals kind of relatively ease. The Giants have been hyped up for a while now, and they kind of got dealt with relatively ease.
See, I want to get to Tate. I want to get to Aaron, but like this be a problem, Lawrence.
Yeah.
Just because even if the Giants aren't strong, you can still have an amazing arc.
But what's the point? Who's Luffy gonna fight?
What kind of meathead shit is that, bro?
The thing is,
what are you talking about?
That's the thing. That's what I said. What is the objective here? What are we gonna do here?
Is
it be like a break for the Straw Hats here? Overall, this
dude, we just had an arc that was like 100 and like how many chapters?
Started 909.
Right, 909, bro.
But again, what is the objective here? Because
not every arc is we got to go through some crazy and fight some super strong person. Even if it was that there for the story, what is the objective here? If it's not about Luffy getting stronger, fighting someone strong, odds are it will be a poneglyph. Will be the objective. Odds are.
I doubt it. I don't think a poneglyph's going to be there.
Aaron, what's your take, bro?
Yeah, so I agree with Lawrence. I don't really see the point in going there at this point, unless, like Seb says, it's more for informational purposes, like another lore dump. Because I know a lot of it has been. A lot of the hype around it has been, the idea that, this is going to be Usopp's arc, this is going to be Usopp's arc, right? But I'm not really interested in Usopp's arc at this point. Like, him becoming a brave warrior of the sea is really not that appealing to me. So I don't need a story centered around Usopp. And then, like you said, we've just gone through 100+ chapters of Wano. Elbaf is not likely going to be that long. It's going to probably be a Zoe-sized arc, so you really don't even have time to flesh out a whole Usopp arc or Usopp character development type thing going on. Does that kind of make sense? So I think for me, I wouldn't be mad if we never got Elbaf. In the way Oda has been, doing stuff lately, I wouldn't be surprised if we never got it either, because he's liable to just leave things out that are very essential to the story. So that's just me, though.
Yeah.
Wildin'.
He gonna skip Zoro and give us Usopp's? You know what I'm saying?
Zoro got Conqueror's advanced Conqueror's.
Nah, but we didn't get any.
Bro.
Like we thought.
I get that.
We thought Wano with Zoro was gonna be like a home arc and everything.
Man, we going to Elbaf, yo. Yeah. Stop playing.
I'm not saying we not.
Plus, we've gotten 2 backstories of Sanji and nothing about Zoro at all.
And
that's wild.
And he's the fan favorite.
Zoro don't need a backstory. He that boy regardless.
Just because Sanji fans like the cowgirl, bro.
Oda has to make it interesting. That's my biggest gripe. Is it? What's the objective there? Because if we're going to Elbaf, I want it to be interesting. And as of right now, I don't see it that interesting. Like, what's the point?
Yeah.
It's just Usopp.
That's my
The
thing.
only way it's going
It's
to be
just
interesting
Usopp hate
if it's
deep
a
down.
bunch of lore dump. I think
Yeah.
that's the only way it can be interesting is just a lore dump.
Y'all don't want to see Usopp confronting his father.
No.
That's y'all problem.
Not.
Alright?
Someone
That's
commented.
writing.
Someone commented it might attach to the Void Century. That I'll take because that's interesting. You know,
Cool.
if we're learning about the Void Century through the Giants in some type of way, because it can do with the war or whatever, that's interesting. But it all depends on how Oda does it. I don't want no, like, not a filler arc, but not a filler arc of them just, you know, just whatever. I don't want that. I want.
All right, Aaron. Thank you so much for your question, bro. I appreciate it.
Absolutely, man. Appreciate you guys. Have a great night.
Yeah,
you.
see you
Thank you.
next episode.
Yep.
All right. Let's get another call in. Let's do it.
Marv, anybody on the line or?
No.
All right, we got another super chat from Muppets34, $10 super chat. It says, just thought of this listening to your podcast. What if Luffy dies like Roger due to Ivankov's hormone injection, and the way the story goes, Buggy becomes Pirate King? # Buggy still trash. That would be terrible.
Yeah, that would probably.
I know I love Buggy, but no. And,
Honestly, I would drop the show.
Chopper need to step up.
No.
Luffy died, Chopper need to step his game up.
I'm sure Oda wouldn't do that. He wouldn't.
Hey, what's going on? This is Larry from that One Piece Talk. Who are you and how are you?
Hey, what's going on, man? Been watching you guys, listening on Spotify. My name is Edwin.
Hey,
Edwin.
What's going on, Edwin? Thank you so much for listening to us and calling up, man. Thank you.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Oh no! You guys are just amazing.
I do have a thank you.
Thank you.
What's your question, man? What's up?
Do you guys think we actually saw the Admirals at their full potential in Marineford?
No.
Yeah,
No.
definitely not.
No.
For a couple reasons.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't awaken.
Yeah.
We didn't. I would say that we didn't see Aokiji go all out when he could have. Kizaru especially. There's a couple things in Marineford War where it's like you have to take everything with a super grain of salt, but also know that there's things happening that weren't directly clarified, such as like hockey too.
Yeah.
So we don't even know if like Akainu was using Conqueror's Hockey against Whitebeard, because Whitebeard might have not been able to use Conqueror's Hockey. So if he wasn't using it, can Akainu use it or not? Was it up to his competition? We don't know. And it's really hard to determine that with Marineford, the Paramount War.
Yeah, like, for example, like Larry brought up Awakening. Like, Aokiji and Akainu, like, they said it because no one was around. Like, they went to a deserted island so they could flex their power at their max.
Yes.
Yeah.
Akainu and others
Right.
actively said, like, yo, don't destroy the island. If I'm back in my mind thinking, yo, I can't let them destroy the island, then I'm definitely not maxing out my capabilities if I'm not trying to destroy the island. There was strategy involved where they were only attacking specific people at specific times. Like, I'm talking, if an admiral's going all out, like all out for real, that's some different stuff, bro. Because I just don't think we've gotten that at any point. Like, they flex so hard that it's like, man, I'm barely trying, and this is what I'm capable of doing. Right? At Marineford, we got them trying versus Whitebeard specifically. Nobody else brought that out of them.
Yeah.
And I know I'm a Marco guy. He ain't bring that out of nobody. All right? He ain't bring Joe's ain't bringing that out. Luffy ain't bring that out. So for that, I just feel like an admiral going all out is a different thing that we hopefully will see one day. Because I don't know, you know what I mean? But we haven't seen it yet, to my opinion.
I mean, because again, they give us some instances, you know, where the hockey level is at. Like, you know, they showed Akainu having most likely future sight and Aokiji having future sight. They showed all three admirals showing advanced Boshoku hockey. But again, even though Kyle, the shield, even though not Kyle, Akainu said like don't make excuses for them, but Akainu lived that, as in like. I'm pretty sure they had to hold back because they didn't want to destroy the Marineford. And all three of them have like outstanding abilities. Like they could do so much damage and take other competition and do so much havoc on their enemies in the platform, but they couldn't do it because they're in a defense mode. If they're invading, we're probably going to see them fully, 100%, their hockey, their abilities, and all their capabilities. But definitely, they were definitely holding back. and they still do it, and they were still impressive. Like that just shows how strong the Admirals are.
Except Green Bull. How about you, Law?
Still impressive.
Yeah, word. Because also too, like, it's till this day it still stands. Even though I said higher, I still haven't seen it, which I'm still a little upset about. Pretty much, they still stands of the highest, longest fight recorded in One Piece. 10 days. You know, so to fight for 10 days with another strong opponent shows how strong you both are, right? Because, like, I doubt, to me, how that fight played out in my head, I doubt it was just like, oh, the last day. It's just like, oh, we land one significant blow, like we just weren't hitting each other, then we hit one blow, then the fight's over. No, they probably getting a little scrapes, a little scratches there throughout the, but either way, they fought for 10 days, right? Like even, granted, it was a little lower scale, even though there's two strong people in the show, they fought for 3 days, you know, Roger and Whitebeard. That was with their entire crew, but also they weren't fighting to the death. I don't believe so at that time. I think they fought to death later on. At that time, like Aokiji and Akainu were. So again, we already seen like, and also too, if Vice Admirals are supposed to have mastered a certain type of hockey, and Admirals are so much above Vice Admirals, like it's crazy. We see the example with them, like just 2 of them able to fight for 10 days and having these abilities, and they're awakened and all that stuff. Like what we seen was just, there's like, to me, almost everyone at that Marineford War was holding back. Like, for example, I always bring up Bill Flamingo. What we saw him fight Luffy compared to, thank you. We saw him fight Luffy to what we saw at the war was like nothing, you know? Yeah. So I could expect that the Admirals are very similar.
What about you, Ed? What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. I don't think we saw his full potential based on what happened with Punk Hazard, because they really, I mean, they changed the whole island with the weather and all that, split it in half. And that's why, based on that question, and I asked you guys, so are Yonkos and Admirals the same?
Hell no. It's Yonkos over Admirals 1000%.
These guys are going to tell you nah, right? I'm here to tell you right now. Depends on the Yonko, depends on the Admiral. All right? Because I'm sorry. Big Mom not being the kind who want to fight. I'm just keeping a buck with you. She not. She not.
Yeah.
You're crazy, bro.
She not, bro. I'm sorry. It's not happening.
Prime for prime?
Don't matter.
Wow. Nah.
Don't matter. Kanye right now.
You're tripping, bro.
Smoke sessions, bro.
Dude, all right, but what if she did? She
I think Grimble. I mean, that was just what they did to that man. His introduction was just.
Grimble took the L. I ain't gonna lie.
That's what I do like. Like I do agree with Sebastian to a certain extent, but again, it matters the ammo because like if you think of like Green Bull ran away from Shanks, but put Sengoku, put Garp, put them in it. That is not happening at all. And Garp's not even an admiral. But he's as strong as Admiral. But if somebody came up to Shanks, came up to Garp, flexing their King's position, he was like, all right, come through. Like, that's not going to change Garp.
Shanks would have had to got up into Wano if that was a kind of. That's all I'm saying. He'd had to have gone up in there and done some things.
So I believe, like, it matters the Admiral to a degree. So, like, that's my take. I do agree with Sebastian. I do have Yonkos over Admirals, but I also do agree with Sebastian that it matters the Admiral.
We talking general consensus. We're not talking one.
Yes, general. I mean, Bungie in there now. So what we talking? What we talking?
Bungie not actual Yonko. Bro. Yeah, we know this.
It's literally part of Oda's gag why Bunny.
Yeah. Shoot Luffy in there, bro.
Okay, Sebastian.
Blackbeard in there. We got one surefire top tier Yonko now. My case low key harder now.
It's not.
I'm just saying.
It's not because you brought up the whole the whole Shanks thing. How does that fight play out? Is it to me? I still think it's 2 shots.
Blackbeard being the kind.
Shanks. Blackbeard could. It's not 100%.
I don't know if y'all believe that.
Yes,
that's all I'm saying.
I can't.
That's all I'm saying.
I can't concretely say like
I'm not gonna say concrete. I'm just saying he has the potential. The favorite probably is in a Kainu's favor.
I'm sure he has the potential. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but the favor is in a Kainu's favor. But I'm not gonna give Blackbeard a 0.
All right. Edward, thank you so much for calling for the first time.
Edwin, bro.
Edwin, my bad.
I appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome. I always hear you guys doing work. Just keep it up.
Yeah, thank you, man. I hope we keep providing that same experience for you, brother.
Mm-hmm.
Appreciate that.
All right, talk to you later, man. Thank you
for calling. Yeah.
And then we're gonna read these super chats real quick, and then we'll end the show.
Yeah, we got a $20 super chat from Shambles. It says, "Love this show, fellas. one of the things I look forward to every week. Feels incomplete without it.
Wow, thank
I just
you.
want y'all to know we absolutely love hearing that stuff from you guys. We really
Thank
do.
you.
Yeah, it makes me feel really good.
And then we got another $10.
Thank you for the 20.
Super chat from Drek the Drek. Thanks so much, man. It says
Second time.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It says Zoro's a self-made man. He shouldn't need to be
A eugenic
god among men to be who he is. Between Luffy, Sanji, Lunarians, Yamato, Momo, Katakuri, etc., I'm sick and tired of it. It render him cheap.
Okay.
I actually agree with that on
I respect
on a
that,
high
yeah.
level.
I respect that, yeah, too.
But he's still a Shimotsuki.
Yeah, I do believe he's a Ryuma descendant, but I do agree. Like that's why Oda didn't heavily hit it that hard with him being part of Wano like that, because again, I like being. It's refreshing for Zolo being pretty much. It didn't matter what my background or who my lineage. This is my goal. This is my ambition. And I'm going to achieve it. So
he made his bloodline strong instead of being inherited or getting it. So I feel you on that. That was dope.
Yeah. So that's it for today. Episode 62 is in the books. If you haven't liked the video, please like the video. If you wanted to buy our merch, follow us on Twitter, join our Discord, or follow us on TikTok. All the links are in the video description below. I just want to say again, thank you, and thank you even more than that for just joining us today. But we're gonna end the show now. So my name is Larry.
Lawrence.
Lionel.
Sam.
And this is that One Piece talk.
Guys, jump into Bar Stream.
Jana.